Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're a recurring viewer. First of all, thank you all for watching. Recently I've made the 200 subscriber mark, which is really cool. It's a really cool benchmark to actually get to, and I mean I'm doing this like for almost 3 years by now, and it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun just doing this stuff, just making content. And it feels really good to have actually people watch and comment on this stuff. So the stuff in question this week is inspired by a sailor outfit, sailor uniform. You might know from school. It's a bit different. I used AI to basically have a few ideas all over the place, and I basically settled on a mix of a few of these, which sadly I do not feel comfortable showing on YouTube because they are pretty special, and with this I mean pretty specific, and I don't think this is content for YouTube, but this definitely is, because this is what I'm making out of it. So you see that I started with the full body suit for Genesis 2 female again. I'm working on the Lords of Magic stuff a bit as well. Like on the weekend I want to do the next part for the hero I'm currently working on, so we can actually go and finish that whole thing. There's only 3 heroes missing, and I think we're kinda almost there. I hope that end of the month I'm done with that chapter and I can start looking into new directions, new ideas. So yeah, that's what this is all about. In this case I just took a detour and thought about, hey, I want to do something with the with the idea of like a school sailor uniform, I'm sorry, and I went and just played around a bit with different shapes of the whole thing, and this is what I came up with. You can see the base shape here, and I'm working on the ribbon, which, as you can see, there is a lot of smoke and mirrors in this, which is basically why CGI was invented, to make better smokes and mirrors. And yeah, the whole thing is relatively simple. You can see, for example, the knot that I'm currently working on is just a round shape that I then extruded a bit, shaped a bit, and made a weird thing out. And it works quite well because it is such a small detail in the final render. If you want to jump, very end of the video has its own chapter. And it still kind of works because it is scuffed enough to look correctly, even though it is not really. But yeah, the ribbon on this one, and yeah, obviously, since I am me and you all by now might know my work, I worked in some chains, which is the next part that we are designing. I will tell the render that I did is not very good because the white color of this is really overdone. I think this is because I worked with the iRay stuff, and the iRay stuff is relatively heavy on the shiny part, so I think this is why it is so hard to actually see the whole shape in the render, but I think the actual final render where you can see the person is quite okay. And the turntable at the beginning also works because of the light bouncing off in different ways, so you can actually see the whole thing, even though the white body makes it a bit harder. So with this red body, this works quite well. Yeah, you can see the chain. In this case is an actual chain with different chain links, which are made from the ring. So this is basically just not one piece, but one set of materials. You will also see that I skipped a bit on the UV maps. This is because I made 2 more detailed UV maps for the one for the skirt. Took actually a lot of time, but I didn't include it in the video because it is extremely boring, and I also didn't, yeah, I didn't record it intentionally because I felt it wasn't really that interesting. The other one that I worked on so it works good is the one on the shirt, which you will probably just see in an instant. And yeah, sorry about that. The next part that we're going to go for in a bit is the skirt, which is relatively simple, so it didn't take that long. Yeah, you can see here that I'm actually trying to do the whole thing for the neck, which I actually also did. This took quite some time to finish, so I just basically skipped on this part and didn't record all the UV mapping because it just took time and isn't that interesting. I made a few tutorials, so if you want to check out how UV mapping works, you can actually look it up. I have a video about this in case you want to see how it's done, and you can try it yourself on your own models. So yeah, always recommend doing that. Yeah, and again, the skirt, it's the full body suit again, or at least a very small part of it. Like the uppermost 2 rows are full body suit, and the rest is extrusion. I wanted to have a high slit skirt here, so I just went for that. And yeah, this is the idea. The high slit pleated dress, pleated skirt, not dress. So not really that complex of an idea, but I think it works pretty well given the circumstances. I could have worked more with color here. It's very bland, as you can see in the render at the side. It's very, yeah, one-dimensional in a certain sense. But I think this was also intentional, so it doesn't drag too much detail. And yeah, this is more or less the whole thing. You already have seen me do pleated stuff a few times, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's a lot of extrusion detail here. And yeah, then adding the edges. I actually have a few times done a similar thing, like the pleated dress or the sailor uniform thing. And this is more or less a revisit, so yeah, right there you can see that I kind of cut the dress in a few places I didn't want to, so I had to rework that, which also explained why the edge was actually 2 pieces and not 1. So yeah, sometimes just look at what happens and you can then alter it to your preferences or redo some stuff you did. Yeah, and we're at the UV mapping for the skirt. Again, I'm just doing a few of the UV maps here, and most of this is done off screen, or at least the big one for the skirt, which actually is quite or has worked out quite well. But yeah, this is the whole set that I did this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me ramble the whole time and enjoy the render. I hope I will see you at the next one on the weekend. Definitely Lords of Magic stuff, I hope. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you guys around.